Come friend, now lend me an ear, for a tale of Victor the Weird. He went on an adventure with he, him, and himself, and also his mighty fine beard. Now gather round, I'll tell you about this mighty beast. He may look as human, as mere as you, friend, but soon your eyes will feast upon this marvelous creature with many body parts. His one shirt may fool you, but what if I told you his chest had 4 red hearts? One mouth but 1,000 voices, one mind and limited choices, 2 handsome dice, 2 handsome dice. The audience rejoices. He's going to play D&D with him, himself, and he. Those are his pronouns, it's really profound. It's time for D&Me, featuring Victor and Victor and Victor, and Victor and Victor and Victor, and Victor and Victor and Victor and Victor and Victor and Victor. One knows who knows how many repeats. So come and sit down in an empty seat. It's time for D&Me. 2 eyes, 4 cheeks, 2 souls on his feet, 2 hands for many new foes to defeat, 1 tongue, 2 lips through which to speak, but just one but.
Hey everybody, I'm Victor Rivera, and welcome to D&Me, where I play with myself. I play D&D with myself, and welcome to episode 17. This is a special one because for episode 17, just like with the Adventure Zone and the first season of Dungeons and Daddies, if I do this show for another year, so another 52 weeks, then we'll get episode 69. Yes. So here's hoping that I will do this for another year. You know, for personal fulfillment and creativity and stuff. But that sweet sex number. Nice. All right. Welcome. If this is your first episode ever, that's kind of weird, huh? Welcome and happy DMber. DM December, Dungeon Master December. It's something I made up. So 2 things going on for DMber. One is I am doing 12 days of Christmas, but it's 12 days of DMber up on my D&Medias. So I wrote lyrics of D&Me, but to that song. So the first line is what you're getting tonight. So I just have the theme song stuck in my head. On the first day of December, my true love gave to me one man playing D&D. Yeah. So that's great. I looked this up because I needed to know the lyrics of 12 Days of Christmas, and the 12 Days of Christmas actually starts Christmas? Or after Christmas? Because I was like, all right, does it just start December 1st? Or is it the 12 days leading up to Christmas? So is it December 12th or 13th? But it's like Christmas until January, which is the Los Tres Reyes Magos, the 3 Kings Day, I think. I only glanced very quickly at Wikipedia. So don't count me on that. Second, I made an advent calendar. So the 12 days of December, double that, and you have as many D&D references on this advent calendar that my dad got me. So I'll be posting those on D&Medias as well. Oh, the Christmas tree is doing the green screen thing. So yeah, see what you can spot now. Ding, 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 ding. Love it. So that's that. Happy DMber, happy DM December, and happy Dungeon Master December. I'm only going to say the first 2 because they're shorter. But I was thinking actually before I logged on today how great it is that I have a whole show where I can play Dungeons and Dragons, because I love Dungeons and Dragons, and all the pressure of the show out of the equation. Like, I am playing a really great game with really great characters and story. And I have an audience, which is great. So thank you very much for joining me. Let's go. Oh, okay. Another thing. I lied. I have 3 things. Now you can see my D&Me ornament design, which is on Redbubble now. So this is a D&Me ornament design, not an actual ornament, unless you want to put it on an ornament, but you can get it on like stickers and stuff. So there you go. You can still find the Halloween pumpkin. I'm not going to do like the limited edition because you might want a pumpkin every day of the year. So I don't want to make it until November 1st is the cutoff date for pumpkins. And I'm going to keep this little guy innie cute with a little curly Q at the top. Yeah, that's very good. So, and that's great. My D& revisions and D&, research after the fact came from not this past episode, which again I took Thanksgiving off, so it's been 2 weeks. What is this? Who are these people? Not episode 16, but I think episode 15, because I did end up finding my notes that I didn't prepare / look at for episode 16. So, D& revision for episode 15, there was a moment where Rock did his little time away from the manor with the Bookworm's Treasure and Paige the Wordsmith. All very good, clever names and stuff. And then I rolled to see who was next, Tipsy or Onyx, and I said Onyx was odd, and then I rolled an 18, and then in my head, it was that even number turned out odd. So it worked out perfectly story-wise, but I'm just saying that now upon the rewatch, and I was like, oh, 18's not an odd number. But the 2 8s have 2 zeros on top of each other. So odd, Onyx. My beautiful visual creative mind worked exactly how it needed to. And then D&, research after the fact, I brought up Dritz Jordan, who is one of the famous D&D characters, and he's a Drow Ranger. His panther is named Guenhwyver, which is pronounced, I kind of looked it up, Guenhwyver. So there we go. And R.A. Salvatore, who is the author of the Dritz series, says that it is the Celtic spelling of King Arthur's queen. So Guinevere, which I think I said a couple episodes ago. So yay me. All right, that's it. Now into the show. So last episode 16, so episode 15, it was Rock and Onyx. Onyx going off and doing some little side errands by going to a bookstore and picking up magical supplies and learning suggestion. And then Onyx went up to the field ward to get his bones and hides prepared. And then episode 16, which is called Tootsie, is Tipsy and Toot Toot. Their little side adventure where Tipsy wanted breakfast burritos, and then another side mission, which was revealed that he wanted to get some food for the were-rats that they met down in the sewers. But unfortunately, that interaction didn't go as well as he had hoped, because as soon as he handed over the food and a scarf, then he asked about Silver's effect on were-rats, and he was connected with a whole bunch of guilt because the whole party, but it was initiated by Tipsy, stole a whole bunch of silver ore and then sold it to Kylor, the halfling blacksmith up in Steam and Steel, and he brought it up and it was not well received. So they left, and that's where we're going to resume. So a head-hanging low Tipsy exits the halfling hostel down in Spice Street. Oh, alliteration. I love it. So his head is hung low, and Toot Toot emerges from the very small doorway and could see the dejected Tipsy like kicking snow out in the streets. And then Toot Toot goes up to him and kneels down because, again, that 2'10" height difference with the 7'3" Loxodon Bard is striking. So Toot Toot kneels down and kind of the, hey buddy, with Tipsy, he goes, Tipsy, are you all right? That was unexpected, and it was very sweet of you to bring them food, but do you want to talk about it? And then Tipsy sighs deeply, and he goes, Wait a second. Sorry. I'm thinking if there was anything else at the end of episode 16. No, they kind of left, huh? Was there anything else important? Hey. I don't remember. So we'll say Tipsy breathes heavily. No, I'm fine. Well, I'm not fine. I want to be honest with you, Tutu. That kind of stunk. So, I don't know. Let's head on back home though. And then Tipsy just starts going down one end of the street. And Tutu gets up and brushes his snowy knees off and poor little guy. And I'm going to roll a couple things. So, this die. Ooh, that went on a journey. Okay. So, he rolled an 8 on a d12, which means that they will turn left down Spices Street and head towards the Way of the Dragon, which is a big, wide street that goes southeast up north through the Dock Ward and Southern Ward, down here in the bottom half of Waterdeep. And Toot Toot is giving Tipsy some space. Tipsy is out maybe 10 feet ahead of Toot Toot. And there's silence for the first 7 minutes. And then both of them will roll something now. I thought of some cool dice mechanics, y'all, so I'm going to be implementing some new stuff. So, Toot Toot has a 13 passive perception, so he will roll It Just Wins. But Tipsy has a bonkers plus 8 perception and a passive perception of 18, so he's going to roll twice. So, Toot Toot has a 2. 2 plus 3, 5 perception. No. And then Tipsy rolls. Oh boy, that's not great at all. A 2 and a 6, so both of them rolled 2s. They're 2 2s. So a 6 plus an 8, 14. Not good enough for the thing. So they're still walking up. I will roll one more time for something else. So this is a D4. That is a 2. So they are walking up the Way of the Dragon, and it's quiet. Relatively, you can hear the snow being crunched, both by Tipsy and then Toot Toot, who's watching after him. Tipsy does have Tipsy does have waddles now in his pocket, and it's colder outside. It's starting to be late afternoon, so the sun is dipping a little bit, just like outside now. Y'all, okay, so remember back in August where I was like, oops, a snowy adventure. It's December now. It's DM December. And my snowy white street. And then it's dark at 3:45 outside p.m. all the time. So it's starting to get even cooler, and the wind is biting through the healthy layers that they have on. But since they're in a wide street, then there's even more wind that's actually tearing through, because wind works that it cuts around buildings and gets amplified and stuff. So Tipsy's kind of walking to the side a little bit, and Toot Toot is following him. And then after a while, all right, yeah, they rolled very poorly. So Toot Toot lagging about 15 feet behind now. Here's a and then Toot Toot stops in his tracks and then turns around, and then about 10 feet behind him, then he sees a very squat, short dwarf figure who is cradling a busted up arm to his chest, and then to his left and right are some thuggish looking individuals. On the right is this hulking human man that looks like a bodybuilder that is just made up of clouds, so absolutely no neck and trapezius like above his ears, and just these billowy big biceps. And then to the other side is this scrawny, hunched over elf, hooked nose and greasy white hair, like greasy white hair going down, and he's wringing his hands. And then he like wipes his wet nose, so it's just and then in the middle you see Thornin from the Skewered Dragon, who Onyx straight up broke his arm. And then you hear, "Oi, you." "Yeah, you." And then Toot Toot turns around and, "Oh, hello, Thornin, was it? How, And then Toot Toot sees them still approaching. "How, and then Toot Toot is like stepping back also, so there's like this 10 feet going, and then Toot Toot looks over his shoulders at Tipsy, who's not paying attention. And then Toot Toot will say very loudly, "Thornin and some guests, how can we help you?" Which, let's see if Tipsy heard that. 12 plus 8. Yeah, that's good. So Tipsy then, and then looks around. "Oh, brother." And then starts heading towards Toot Toot, backwards walking, and then Thornin, "You broke my arm." Technically, I didn't. Another dwarf did his. I'm not going to tell you his name, but I didn't, nor did Tipsy. "Oh, hello, Tipsy." "Hi." And then Tipsy saddles up next to Toot Toot, who Toot Toot and Tipsy stop, and then Thornin and his gang stop about 10 feet away too. And then Thornin goes, "It doesn't matter." Hold on. Scottish, and then "It doesn't matter. That dirty blood broke my arm. You are part of it, and you are part of it. So now I think it's simple repayment if we break your arm." And then Toot Toot goes, "Oh no, that's not very good at all. And then he's going to look around for city guardsmen, because according to the Code Legal, then assaulting a citizen and like threatening a citizen, that's all bad stuff that again deters murder hobos. So being the lawfully good character that Toot Toot is, he's going to look around for some city guardsmen, which is a 10 plus 3, 13. Nope. In this quickly turning dark big street this far south, unfortunately, there are no guardsmen. And then Thornin goes, "Yeah, get him." And then, whoops, roll initiative, everybody. Thornin was impatient. So, let's see. How do I do this? Okay. So, Tipsy, Toot Toot. I should have written this down. Although there might have been not confrontation, so. Cloud Human, Sickly Elf, and Thornin. Tipsy rolled a 3 plus 3 initiative, so 6. Toot Toot rolls, oh boy, a 2 plus a 3, that's 5. Cloud Human rolls, okay. Christ. Oh boy, this isn't good already. Oh boy. Oh no. Sickly Elf, and then Thorny. Okay. So, the good guys. The good guys rolled a 6. So, Tipsy rolled a 6, and then Toot Toot rolled a 5. So, up first is the Sickly Elf with a 19. So, the Sickly Elf, they're all 10 feet away. Oh, boy. Yeah. Okay. So the Sickly Elf looks down at Thornin, who then like nods sharply, and then the Sickly Elf looks back up, and he's just, and then he like throws back his duster, and it's slow mo, and then he takes out a heavy crossbow, and then he will do a ranged attack at, let's say, Toot Toot. So that's a 7 plus 2. Thankfully, that doesn't hit. Toot Toot's 14 armor class. So, yeah, it does not hit. So he, and then, and like there's a huge kickback because this Sickly Elf is super thin, and the crossbow bolt just flies off, and Toot Toot goes, "Oh no, that's not good." To Tipsy, and then the Cloud Human, who rolled a 7, so right above Tipsy's 6, like does like all the like cracks every bone in his body, but especially his no neck. Like he turns it 45 degrees each way, and then does the Henry Cavill Mission Impossible where he like cocks his giant beefy arms, and then he will go in with a multi-attack. The Thug makes 2 melee attacks. So yeah, he's going to go for 2-2-2, who's real big. So the first melee attack, it says a mace here, but I like him using his mace-like arms. There we go. Melee weapon attack plus 4 to hit. So that's a 17 plus 4. One creature 5. No, it's 1d6 plus 2 damage. Bludgeoning. Oh, I have. Oh, okay. I was like, how do I? I have the limited resources dry erase sheet. So I will be tracking how much damage this is. To Toot Toot's health, who Toot Toot has. Oh no, y'all. Oh no. Toot Toot has 15 hit points. Last game, he had a snowball from Tipsy that hit him 9 hit points worth. And Toot Toot didn't heal. So, this first attack, Mace, he's gonna hit him, and he hits him for good. So, 1d6 plus 2 damage. That's a 1. Whoa! Yay! So, 3 damage total. Oh no, that's very bad. Toot Toot has 3 hit points left. Toot Toot does not have Relentless Endurance, which kicks him back up like Rock does. If he goes, because Rock is a half orc, and so if he goes past 0 hit points, then he bounces back up to 1. Toot Toot is just a big old marshmallow boy, so he doesn't have that. He might need to heal. Anyways, so No Neck comes up and cocks his big arms, and then hits Toot Toot with a big old ham hock fist on the same side of the face that Tipsy's snowball hit earlier. And then you can hear a crunch as Toot Toot's neck like snaps to the right or left, I don't remember. And then the Thug does have multi-attack. Makes 2 melee weapons. Yep. So he gonna hit again. Come on. Miss. 7 plus 4. That's 11. Whoo, good. And so No Neck swings and then connects and then swings, but Toot Toot is kind of following the momentum, so he like ducks, Oh, boy. So then, thankfully... Nope, it's Tipsy's turn. So that was Cloud Human. I'm going to rename him No Neck. Tipsy... Oh, boy, what can Tipsy do? Tipsy has a whole bunch of health, but he's not threatening. Okay. Tipsy sees that Toot Toot is in the most immediate danger. Because Toot Toot going down goes, ow! So... This is fun. So Tipsy seeing his friends be almost downed, then Tipsy will go, y'all, I'm really not feeling it right now. And then he rummages through his backpack. Seriously, this is some poor timing. And he pulls out this bottle with some fabric hanging out. And I kind of want this all to be done. And so he... And then he pulls out one of his 2 remaining Molotov cocktails and then throws it. I should draw all this down so I can have a good visual. So, big old... Oh, boy. So... And one day I'll figure out how to make it so that y'all can see this too. Like have a little camera pointing this way. Because I don't have time or resources to make maps and terrain and sickly elf. And then Thornin. So, Tipsy takes out a Molotov cocktail, lights it, and then I worked it out where a Molotov cocktail, because I watched videos of it, because I was like, I don't actually know what the range of it is. So I watched videos of Molotov cocktails, which might have put me on a list of some sort. But I figured that it's fire and shrapnel damage 10 feet. Like, radius. That seems fair to me. Yeah. So, 10 feet radius. Sickly Elf and Thornin are 10 feet away. And then No Neck stepped forward. Oh, shoot. Okay. Oh, no. Okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So, No Neck stepped forward to punch Toot Toot. So, if we're thinking in terms of 5 feet squares, then Toot Toot's down here, No Neck is right here, and then Thornin's right there. So it's literally not as much space as I drew it on the map. So in order to throw it so that it hits all of them and not Tipsy and Toot Toot, then Tipsy will throw it up and away. Oh no, that'll still hit him. How can... Okay, so, yeah. The way it is right now, I'll show it to you. So, that's Toot Toot, that's Tipsy, that's No Neck, that's Thornin, and Sickly Elf. So, Tipsy will throw it diagonally this way so that it hits No Neck and Sickly Elf and Thornin in a kind of spread that doesn't hit Toot Toot and Tipsy. So... let's do that. How do I do that? Range spell it. Melee attack for Tipsy. Which is a +9 to hit because he's double proficient in it. Because my very first Dungeon Master gave me the feat or the feature for Tipsy called Brewmaster. So 10 + 9. That hits all of them because their build is the Thug class. The Thug baddie, medium humanoid, and they have 11 armor class. So that's very good. Now, how many hit points do they have? That's a lot of hit points. Well, 5d8 plus 10. What's a d8? Pyramid ass to ass. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Starting off strong. Okay, good. And then 2 more. So this is just figuring out their health. Okay. And from that, Tipsy will roll the damage of the Molotov cocktail. That's great. So 1d8 plus 2d6. Today I'm using teal and red and purple clear ones. The clear, pretty much basic bitch dice are actually perfectly weighted and balanced. So like the cheapest dice turn out in this case, like not the cheapest like Dollar Tree, because those were not balanced because I tested it. But like these like simple colors, they work out the best. So 1d8 plus 2d6 shrapnel damage plus 3. So this might do really good. It's okay. So that is 1, 5, and 3. That is 9 plus 3. So 12. Some of the best well-received D&D Twitches out there are pretty much just combat, where it's the party versus like 30 zombies. So this is for those combat people that love combat, but I'm a story dork. So anyways, sorry. Their health minus 12. So all right, that took him down pretty good. So Tipsy just like fed up, very smoothly just lights a Molotov cocktail and then throws it expertly, and then and then fire and shrapnel come out towards the 3 thugs, and Thornton, who's just right there, I'll give him a little bit extra damage because he's like right there. And I'll do it with a D4 because I don't want to like break it. Oh, okay, a 2. That's fine. Because he's getting the brunt of it. So you see a ball of fire, and then you hear as Thornton and Sickly Elf and No Neck like kind of double over. And that's his one action. And then he will... Because I one of the ways that this could have worked out is that they were going to run. But Toot Toot has 3 hit points left. So Tipsy's not going to do that. Tipsy's a better man than that. So what can he do as bonus stuff? What does cunning action mean? Cunning action. Oh, okay. It's like extra stuff. Feather fall, uncanny dodge. Nope. So with a bonus action. Oh, interesting. With a bonus action, like he threw the cocktail and he still has his bag in left hand, and then he then rummages around in it and then brings out a small health potion. And then he will just have that kind of handy for Toot Toot. And would he move? So health potion. I'll draw a little health potion. Would he move? He's in melee with No Neck also. if he moves, he could get... Oh, interesting. I like it. So, Tipsy will reach into his bag, bring out with his bonus action the health potion. Can he give it to Toot Toot? Or just have it out? I don't know. But he will go, hey, you look like a pimple. He says that to No Neck. And then Tipsy runs. Like, he beats it down the street northward. And then No Neck will go, what? And then he will swipe, wasting his reaction, using an opportunity attack so that Toot Toot can run without getting hit. That's very cool. I like it a lot. So he will attack just once because he can't use multi-attack on a reaction. So I'll do this one. 9 plus 4. 13. Not to Tipsy's armor class. So Tipsy, who has a 17 armor class, makes an excellent... It's very much the... John Belushi from Animal House, where he has a mouthful of mashed potatoes and then goes. So No Neck kind of swipes, and then his fingers graze off of Tipsy's windbreaker material as the forest gnome clad in the 80s ski jacket just huffs it northward. And he has 25 feet of movement, so he's going to just dip into the first little alley that he can find, which I will say that he can dip perfectly right there. Yes. Now, Toot Toot being left alone and, like, hurting. Let's see. Yeah, he will go, oh, yep, pimple. My noggin. And then he will run towards the alleyway also and then hook into it. So that is his first 30 feet of movement. And then what does he do? Because at this point, he's a little behind or right next to Tipsy. I will say both of their bonus actions together will make the health potion happen. So, because Tipsy prepared it kind of, and then Toot Toot can grab it and chug it. So, that is fine. I will give me that. So, a health potion is 2d4 plus 2 for a small health potion. Fun DM tip. Health potions, or potions of healing, actually is what they're called in D&D. But a potion of healing, a common one, is the number of dice, the number of d4s, and then plus the number of d4s. So I'll explain that in 2 seconds. So just a normal level 1 healing potion, potion of healing common, is 2d4 plus 2. So 2 little pyramid guys, and then plus 2. So then the next one up is a potion of greater healing. So that's 4d4 plus 4 at the end. And then a potion of superior healing is 8d4 plus 8. And then no one has ever encountered a supreme healing potion, so I'm not going to give that. So, health potion, which is Tipsy's only health potion, actually. Now, I'll use this pen. Which I'm pretty sure Toot Toot was insistent on Tipsy having a health potion, like in the sewers. So this works out very nicely poetically. So that's 2 plus 2. Okay, fine. 2d4 plus 2. So that's 6 overall. But that's better than what Toot Toot was at. Let's see. So he regained 6 hit points. So Toot Toot is now up to 9. 3 plus 6, 9. Yes, great. And then Toot Toot will then go. He will run into the alley. He will take the health potion that was offered by Tipsy. He will down it and worked out numbers wise that because his brains are little scrambled eggs right now, then he drinks it and then half of it like spilled, like when you drink so quickly that it like spills at the corner of your mouth. So he only got half of the effect of the health potion, and then he kind of Tipsy, I don't want to fight them. First of all, their grudge is against Onyx, so we should be doing this. Second, we can't really fight them, like, maybe since we're out of the... but unfortunately, there's only 6 seconds worth of thing, so Tutu will then go, Tipsy, hide, I have an idea. And then, let's see. This is my first little thing. I am drawing the alleyway right here. And I'm going to use some dice. I will pick out like 7 dice. Just give everybody a chance to do. Yes. 7 dice. So I drew a little alleyway. And I'm going to roll these 7 dice because I want to see if there are barrels and crates that are open. So if any of these 7 roll a 1, then I will consider that like there is a barrel and its top is open. And where they land on this alley is where they'll be in the alley. So all of them are closed. That is fine. Narrative. So Tipsy cannot hide in a barrel, but there are 3 on the left side of the alley and then 4 on the right. And I will say like another 25, 30 feet, then the alley splits off into like, it has a T intersection. And so there's a left and a forward and a right. So Toot Toot will run, well, because he ran and used a bonus action. So either his actions right now are he could try and duck into one of the branching off alleyways, or he could prep something like a spell. Oh, that's fun. Let's see. What does that mean? What's that song called? Oh, that's fun. Oh, my goodness. Cool. I like it a lot. So, Toot Toot. But they just... I will say Toot Toot's on the other side of all these barrels and stuff. So, Toot Toot went inside the alleyway a little bit. And then he's at the other side of all of these barrels. What is the range of this magic thing? Because that's very cool. That's very cool. Oh. Great. Neato. So, Toot Toot is going to prep a thing. I need to come up with a cool song for it real quick. Okay, cool. Okay, so Toot Toot is on the other side of all these barrels. 3 barrels to the left, 4 barrels to the right. and he is prepping, he's getting down into like a defensive stance and facing the mouth of I'll say Tipsy's over there too, because I don't want to worry about them. So both of them are kind of deep inside an alley, and there's 7 barrels and crates on either side. And Tipsy's like, I need to hide? Okay. And then he's looking around and figuring out, he's like hopping and then looking to see if any of the barrels are open, but they're not. And Toot Toot's just there going, okay. And he is just prepping. And he's just humming, beginning to hum something to himself. And now I believe it's Thornin's turn. Thornin with a 4. He can't really do much of anything because his arm is broken and he doesn't want to break his other arm. So what he will do is he will walk calmly to the mouth of the alley. Yeah, he'll just do that, and then he'll like, oh, we're gonna get you. We're gonna turn you into paste. And then he goes, come get him. And then Sickly Elf's turn now, top of the order. Then Sickly Elf comes over here. Oh boy. Okay, cool. He will step behind Thornin, and he will aim his heavy crossbow upward at Tipsy, because Tipsy took them all down with, did a lot of damage with a Molotov cocktail. So even though Tipsy's a third of the size of the big threat, Tipsy turns out to be the bigger threat. And Sickly Elf will roll with his heavy crossbow. 18 plus 2. Yep, that'll hit. Tipsy's first damage, I believe. No, he took 1 point of damage in the first episode with a punch to the face by Ban. Hey. Oh, remember that when Ban was a bad guy. Well. But when Ban was a nameless bad guy. So, 18 plus 2 hits for 20. And then that is 1d10 piercing damage. All of my dice get used today. That's fun. So, a 7. Nice. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 31 is down to 24. And the Sickly Elf shoots Tipsy, and sure, why not? So you see the heavy crossbow go up, and as he like reloaded with a crossbow bolt, then you see this trail of mucus slime off of the arrow and bolt, and then it goes through the air, and you can see it kind of Slimer Ghostbusters twirl. And he will also have some poison damage on top of this, because why not? 1 point of poison damage. Yeah. So as it into Tipsy's like shoulder, then it's also a little bit green and sticky, like troll bogies, or fluffy slime from Harry Potter. So Tipsy goes, ow! This is Tutu. This is not my day. Oh, I know, little buddy. I know. And that is Sickly Elf. And then charging. Let's do a crunching sound, a crunching snow noise with like a charging running big old bodybuilder. So no, but softer. There we go. That's pretty good. Taking the bait, then No Neck charges in and oh balls. Well, okay. because he will use his movement to be at the mouth of the alley ahead of all of them, but then also I kind of have it. I cheated a little bit. I cheated, y'all. Okay, no, I will cheat, but then I'll also let the bad guy cheat, because I had it where Tipsy, just with his movement, like ducked around the corner into the alleyway, and then when I drew it, I was like, oh, it'd be cooler if they were actually like 15 feet deep into the alleyway. So then I will have, with the movement, No Neck also being just right up against Toot Toot and Tipsy. He will roll to see who he punches, because one was a bigger threat and then one was a bigger threat. So if it's even, then it's Tipsy, and if it's odd, then it's Toot. Doesn't work as well. So 8 is definitely even this time. So it hits Tipsy. Big old multi-attack. Okay. Tipsy still has plenty of damage, or plenty of health left. So 2 multi-attack with his big old bazooka guns. Bazooka, zooka, bubblegum. So I'll just roll both 20s. Look at all my dice here on my desk. I have all of them. Oh boy. So a 13 plus 4. Okay. Yep, it hits. So 17, which is Tipsy's armor class. And then I learned if it meets it, then it beats it. So if it meets the 17, then yeah, No Neck will get a big old punch to him. And then, so that's a 13, and then the other one was a 19. So 19 plus 4 is a 23, which very much hits Tipsy. So let's roll that damage. But Tipsy has plenty of hit points, so I'm not worried about him. So it ends up being 2d6 plus 4. Those are both 6s. Oh boy, Tipsy, no. And the little doodle area I have on the scrap sheet of paper is filling up. So that is 14 points to Tipsy. 6 and a 6, 12 plus. No, it's 16, because it's 12 plus 4. Ew, that was not good. So 16 points, 23 minus 16. Oh, that's very not good. What is that? Oh, god damn it. Oh no. Math live. My worst fear. What's fucking... Okay, 4, 7. So, he has 7 left, right? Okay, yep. Oh, boy. 23 minus 16. Tipsy's down to 7 health left. That's not good. But... Okay, yeah, so... No Neck looks up at Toot Toot, who... His face is now swollen a little bit, which is like him getting a little bit health points back. But then No Neck stares down at the pimple comment, and No Neck is like bleeding, and he's scorched on his back. And he punches down, and then when he reels back his arms afterwards, then Tipsy is like 4 inches into the dirt and snow in this alleyway. So Toot Toot, though, who has been holding his spell, will unleash, and I can doodle this limited resource in for a level 2 spell called Shatter. So within 60 feet, which Erwan is in, except for Toot Toot and Tipsy. I will have it so that the 60-foot radius is out. Then the 3 bad guys need to make Constitution saving throws, or take 3d8 thunder damage, or half if they succeed, which is great. Oh, 10-foot sphere. What does that mean? Is it only... Oh, he can throw it out 60 feet, but it'll be within 10-foot sphere. Yeah, that's good. That's fine. So it hits all of my bad guys. And then here's the fun thing. Inorganic material has disadvantage. So if they ever meet like a crystal golem in the Crystal Kingdom, then that the inanimate inorganic material has disadvantage. But a non-magical object that isn't being warded or carried takes damage. So these fun 7 barrels and crates now, they automatically fail the Constitution saving throw. So these are 7 pretty much grenades. And with that, Toot Toot, who has been humming and then watching his friend get beat up, these barrels are like a grenade for ya. And then No Neck looks around, and then the barrels, like you can see the slats of wood shake in the metal rings, and the crates like wobble. These crates are a grenade for ya. You'll be taking this damage for ya. So, my 3 thugs need to roll Constitution saving throws. This will be so much pain. And hopefully you'll die for me, baby. 'Cause we won't do the same. All these plus 2. So, what is... Dang it. I rolled them, but I didn't assign... Okay. Teal will be sickly green. Thornin will be purple. And then No Neck will be red. So, sickly green. Sickly elf with the teal, just like his boogers, is... he rolled a 4 altogether, so he will take maximum damage. Maximum damage. No Neck rolled an 18 plus 2, so that's a 20, so he takes half damage. And then Thornin rolls a 10 plus 2, that's a 12, which does not meet Toot Toot's spell save DC of 13. So he takes maximum damage, which is great. So, Toot Toot will roll 3d8 thunder damage. Here is my d8s. This is a fun hour of combat, huh? This is going very well. It's cool. I like it. I love, for D&Me, how... Many things, first of all. But as I set up the scene, then these new details kind of spark the fireworks to go off and do all these other things, because I didn't, like, as I described something, then I was like, oh, I can use that. So that's great. So 3d8 thunder damage. That's a pretty good roll. So I have an 8, which is the best, and then a 1, which is the worst, and then a 6. So that's above average. So that's 8 and 7. Oh, shit. No, this is good. This is good. This is good. 8 plus 7, which is 15. Right? Yeah. 15. So, sickly elf is now down to 3 hit points. So, that's great. Thornin, who took max, he is down to hit point. And then No Neck took half of that. So 15 divided by 2 and round down, that's 7. So No Neck still has 11. Sickly elf. So that was the pure thunder damage from the shatter. But then 7 barrels and crates. What dice would that be? What dice would that be? Would that be a D6? Would that be a D4? Let's do half of them are, let's round down. So 3 are D6, 4 are D4. So taking Tipsy's idea with the Molotov cocktail, and then listen to that. That's a good handful of dice. So pretty much 3d6 and then 4d4. Oh wait, this is okay. They all had 30 hit points at the beginning. Okay. I wanted to know if I straight up killed these 3 bad guys. So I have to get below 30 negative to kill them. So let's find out. 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, 6, and then another d4. Shoot, I didn't roll that. Doesn't count. 3. All right. 3, 3, 4. That's 10. 4. Well, 2, 2, and 6. That's another 10. So, and then 2. Okay, so 3. Okay. 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 6. 3, 3, 4. That's 10. 2, 2, 6. 2, 2. 6. That's 10. And then 3. So 23 points total, which. Cool. I like it a lot. Thornin is now negative 22, which they have to be negative 30 for them to be dead. But Thornin's negative 22, so he's unconscious. Sickly Elf is negative 20, so he's unconscious. And No Neck is negative 12, so he's unconscious. So these very much from like a Christopher Nolan movie. Then these barrels like explode out and upward using shatter, and like barrels and crates, and some of them have just like straw packaging in them, and some of them have like water and like fish, so they and then these giant shards, these giant splinters of wood just go inside the alleyway, and catching No Neck and just and then like a couple go through and his just ridiculous muscles, and then you can see gushing out blood. Hold on. And then out in the alleyway too, if you're in the way of the dragon and kind of looking up, then you can see like exploding out of this alleyway, this explosion of like wooden shrapnel and planks and stuff. And all 3 of those bad guys go down, which was very cool. Hit points were spent. Dang. Tipsy's 7, and then Toot Toot was down to 3, but now he's at 9. So with that, then Toot Toot and Tipsy just haul ass upwards. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Very interesting. I rolled a natural 1 on this purple D20, so that means stuff in here in my brain. So now seeing all 3 of them leaking out into the dirty snow, then Tipsy and Toot Toot just haul ass upward further on into the alleyway. And then let's see. Spices Street, they were walking up, and so then they will go. Oh, this is interesting. Cool. So this is great, man. I love this game so much. So I'll just point it out here. They were here in Spices Street with Halfling Hostel, which I still need to name. They rolled to go up the Way of the Dragon. They kind of passed over here, and then they met. You can't read that, can you? It's a spoiler for the end game, but whatever. So they were met in the middle of the Way of the Dragon, and they cut to the west into some alleyways, and then seeing that their path is now clear of no more bad guys, then they will squirrel around and duck behind some buildings and try and lose any tail that they have on them. And then they spit out to Zastro Street, which was the second day adventure to go up. And then Tipsy goes, this is actually great because I need to blow off some steam. Toot Toot, can you heal me some? Because I did use my only healing potion, which you gave me, so I need another healing potion. But, can you heal me? Because I am below half my health. And then Toot Toot, we need to find a new way to dealing with healing, because I'm a bard. I'm supposed to have fun. I'm not supposed to be support. But yes, I will heal you. Why? Well, obviously because you need it, but and then Tipsy goes, well, I know something that'll make me feel better. Oh, good. And then Toot Toot is laying his big old Loxodon hands on Tipsy and then spending a Cure Wounds. Level 1. Which is math. I think it's 1d8 plus 3. Healing. 1d8 plus 3. Let's see. These have been doing well so far. I didn't. Well, that was an 8, but it didn't. There's a little bit of, like, different schools of thoughts where if you didn't roll it intentionally, or if it like fell out of your hand, or if it's on the floor, then all of those are like, well, that doesn't count. So I didn't like throw it down, so I didn't count that 8 and watch it be a 1. Oh, it's still an 8! Yay, I was rewarded! So 8 plus 3, 11. So now his 7 hit points turn into 18, which is great. Dry erase that real quick. And then, so Toot Toot pumps the theme song from Cocktail. That Tom Cruise movie. Sorry, Sarah. My sister does not like Tom Cruise. So that movie probably has a theme song, huh? Cocktail theme song. Ooh, what is it? Is it Kokomo? Is it the Beach Boys Kokomo? That's freaky. That's freaky deaky, because leading up to today, I spend my Wednesdays prepping for the episode, like writing down stuff and accomplishing notes from last week or the last episode. And I listened to my favorite Beach Boys album called The Sounds of Summer, which was a collection of the greatest hits that I had growing up. So that's amazing. So, and of course Kokomo was on that. So the Beach Boys Kokomo is playing. Let's see if I can do this. As Toot Toot, like, are you going to... So Toot Toot, oh, I don't know if I could do this, like, copyright wise. Oh, what fun. Oh, what fun. So Toot Toot humming that very good tropical theme song because of Tipsy's Molotov cocktail brilliance. Then he's healing Tipsy for the full 11 points and goes, yes, what will make you feel better? And then Tipsy goes, well, we're on Zastro Street. And then he points behind him. That burp was not Tipsy. So he goes, and that's Candle Lane. And I have some unfinished business there. What was that? I have some unfinished business there. Okay. And so then they head up that way, and then Tipsy, now with his full awareness, oh, Tipsy will do some sneaky rogue shit that he didn't do last time because he was drunk off his ass last time. So Tipsy, they will stop like at the mouth of Candle Lane. And again, Candle Lane is this decrepit, dilapidated little stretch of city where all the buildings are run down, and it's pretty, and since it's late afternoon in winter, so that means it's getting dark. So it's getting dark and colder. It's also March, so I need to think in the grand scheme of things that it will eventually warm up just because of seasons. But so they head into it, and then also it's even darker in Candle Lane because, ironically named, there's only one lamppost with a candle in it, and it's, despite the wind, it's flickering and staying lit as best it can. So Tipsy will, at the beginning of Candle Lane, hold up a hand to Tutu and go, "You stay here. I'm gonna go scout ahead. All right." And then he dun 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 dun, which is another Tom Cruise. I'm sorry, sir. He will duck and roll, and then he will hide and just do stealth stuff. So 9 plus 9. All right. So with an 18, then you hear dun dun, and you don't hear anything because he hid very well in like snowbanks, and since it is cold. I was wondering, Tipsy and Onyx, they both have white outerwear, which that would actually end up helping them hide in camouflage in the snow. So Tipsy goes off, and then he will saddle up next to the warehouse, the Zent warehouse that he remembered from a couple days ago, and he will look into the window that he used his thieves' tools to open. So he will do a perception check. 14 plus 8. Bonkers, Tipsy. See, you can do well when you're sober. Victor, shut the hell up. 22, right? Yes, 22. 22 perception. Then he goes up to the window again, and then he like listens in, and he doesn't hear anything. And then with a sleight of, with a 22 also he can check, and then the window has not been trapped, but also has not been locked back up since their encounter. So then Tipsy will slide a hand. 19 plus 6. Holy cow. This is great. Tipsy's on. This is, in fact, making Tipsy feel better because he hasn't had a lot of opportunity to rogue, and rogue's got a rogue. So with a 25 sleight of hand, then just an inhale, then Tipsy opens the window and then like goes inside and does a couple flips, and he's in there like swimwear. And Tipsy's looking around. Does Tipsy have dark vision? Yes, he does, because Toot is my only boy that does not have dark vision. The fucking idiot. Did you know, fun fact, that some elephants legitimately, this is some National Geographic shit, worship the moon? So I read somewhere that some elephants, like at night, will take branches and stuff when it's a full moon, and like in the Serengeti in Africa, like a full moon in zero light pollution, I bet that's just amazing. So they will like use their trunks and then wave these branches in the air as like honoring the moon. What? That's awesome. Not applicable now because Tutu doesn't have dark vision, but like that's really cool. I need to do more research about that. DM research after the fact. I'm gonna learn about elephant religion. Neat. And I talked about Ganesh last episode. So, boy howdy. I love this show so much, y'all. It's coming up with all these random connections. Thank you for being here. Thank you. So fucking cool, you know? I'm tearing up. 25, dark vision. Duck and cover into the warehouse, and things have been a little bit tidied up because after the Kenku got carted off by the City Watch, then, like, I'm sure some came back and then tidied up some of the crates so that it's not just thousands of gold worth of equipment and arms and armor are out and about. So it's quiet, it's still, and then Tipsy hooks right, hooks left, and then goes to the secret little area where there was the crate with the silver ore in it, ingots, but also Tipsy heads towards another, like a half-open crate, where inside are 4 large rectangles of wood with some canvas in them. And Tipsy, from like 11 episodes ago, is now going in to retrieve 4 paintings that he wanted. Let's see. Yes. Let's see. Kenku Confrontation, which is episode 6. Yeah. So 11 episodes ago. Great. I love it. Love it so much. Shoot. Where did I write that? Yep. Paintings 4 still in the Kenku warehouse. Tipsy. And I wrote that note Oh, okay. So great. So treasure. The Zents have stashed 2 wooden crates here. The first, stolen from the docks, contains 4 wood-framed paintings wrapped in leather. The paintings depict the city of Luskin, Neverwinter, Silvery Moon, and Baldur's Gate, and are worth 75 gold pieces each. The second crate, stolen from a caravan on the high road, contains 15 10-pound silver trade bars, all black from corrosion, but still worth 50 gold each. So, I don't remember how many gold ingots they all ended up getting. But I'm going to say they got them all because I don't want to spend seconds thinking about that. So, Tipsy finds the paintings and he goes, yes, this will do quite nicely. They're as big as I am. And then he goes to the window and then he does a big psst, psst. And then Toot Toot, oh, whoa, you're over there now. Jeez. And then Toot Toot will do a stealth. He will do a stealth. 7 plus 3. It's okay. A 10. Thankfully, there's no one really around in this very dark, very bad alley. Also, I cleaned my desk, so there's so much room now. So, Toot Toot, like, kind of clambers over. Yes, Tipsy, how can I help you? And then Toot Toot goes, nope. And then Tipsy goes, so, there are paintings in here from the last time we were in here. And this is where we got the silver ingots. Yeah, but there are some paintings and I want them. You want paintings? You came back to get paintings? Yeah. For us in the manor. I think it'd be nice because we don't really have a lot. Tipsy, you are a really good guy. Yeah. Don't tell the others. So then Toot Toot, I'm not going to roll for it, but Toot Toot finds a way inside, and then Tipsy goes, I can carry like a corner of one of these. Can you carry them? Then Toot Toot goes, yes, I actually have. Let me see my thing. Are you going to? All right. So Toot Toot. Oh my gosh. Now things are just messing around. No, I'm going to do this. Toot Toot has, as a Loxodon, powerful build. So he's considered large for carrying capacity. So 450 pounds he can carry, or he can push, drag, and lift 900 pounds. But I will say that this big boy can carry these 4 big paintings. And in order to look a little less conspicuous, then they grab like a canvas sheet off of one of the crates and then wraps the paintings up pretty good. So it's this one bundle, this rectangle bundle now. And Toot Toot and Tipsy exit and then head upward north all the way to the they're heading back home. So it's about an hour and a half in, and that's normally when I take my new restroom break, since we're going 2.5 hours. So I'm going to call intermission right there and think in the restroom if there's any complications of them going up. Otherwise, we will go into the second half. So thank you always for being here. This is great. You are perfect. And here's my commercial reel. Bye!
Hello. I'm the sandwich aficionado. I used to rap in college. I rapped about bread. They'd call me Two Slice. And some other things. A bacchanalia beef lust. The sweet sarcasm of maple bacon. The Cobble Stone Kaiser roll dusted in corn, not mutton bone, as was the custom in the 16th century.
Victor, I'll have you go first. I'm going to go around the table. I want you to keep it simple and be clear and concise. Victor, would you like to get us started?
Absolutely. Nos autem fratris transfigurave in RSA et AES et secure anti-informis.
You guys are brilliant, and I love what you bring to the table.
Times change. Now you can set a budget and receive alerts about your progress. Times change. Now you can go online to schedule an appointment. Sweet time.
Oh, it's 8 o'clock!
Wait, for real? Cut. Sorry.
From the Atlanta Braves.
It's a baseball player. How can one baseball player do this to us? Why aren't you wearing any shoes? We have to get the punk who did it first. Whoa!
So I got my buddy here. Yeah, there he is. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop! Oh, stop. My cash pop number today is 6.
Like, haha funny? You mean all pixelated, blurry, and cropped weird? Just email everybody and send them a new file. I'm gonna do a blacksmith workshop. This is now a hostile work environment. I'm gonna call HR. Hello, HR? Yeah, it's Rachel again. I voted for my producer because I like hot breakfasts and a crafty with fruit snacks. Decaf chocolate milk.
Decaf chocolate milk.
We're gonna go inside and challenge some folks to play a new game called Flanks. If they win, I have to give them $20. But if they lose, I'm gonna drink their beer.
The fun thing about these reels and intermissions and the beginning intro theme song and stuff, I cannot hear it from my end. So it's just me watching it, which is fun, but there's no audio. So I don't, like, I've listened to, oh my gosh, the theme song, which was performed and produced by Bradley Owens at Bradley Owens on Instagram, Bradley Ley Ovens. Sorry. I was just too excited about DM December. But when the intermissions go up, like, I can watch them, but I can't hear them. So that was my little fun thing. Anyways, now, oh yeah, okay. So Tipsy needs to mark off a Molotov cocktail. That worked pretty well. Also, here's something fun. I I like doing death saving rolls for the bad guys. So I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to do it maybe after the game tonight or maybe tomorrow when I watch this. But literally, so the way it even says in in one of the D&D books that when you go below 0 hit points, then you need to do death saving throws, and they're cut and dry. You have 3 chances. So you have up to 5, I guess, if it goes poorly. You can have up to 5, but you need 3 successes to live, and then 3 failures, and you're dead. So either you roll 3 successes and you are at 0 or less hit points, negative hit points, and you are pretty much stabilized, so you're just at 0 hit points. And then I think I did talk about this for the Kenku, actually. Then after a number of hours, I think 1d4 hours, then you will regain 1 hit point. So you regain consciousness 1d4 hours later. And then death saving throws, so you either roll a 1 to a 9, and that's considered a failure, or a 10 and up is considered a success. So literally, after the second episode, really, Ban rolled, I think he rolled 2 failures, and then he rolled all the rest successes. So he, Durnan dragged him to a corner of the yawning portal and then just propped him up and then didn't heal him or anything. And then eventually he regained consciousness and then walked out. So literally any NPC that we encounter that gets downed, then I roll death saving throws for them off screen. And it's very fun for me because sometimes they make it. So we'll see if No Neck, Sickly Elf, and Thornan come back. But who knows? So then also with death saving throws, it also says in that same section that as a DM, you can either just, if they go to 0 hit points or lower, if the bad guy goes to 0 hit points or lower, then some DMs could just call it there and go, oh, they're dead. But I always find it fascinating that if the players get to roll death saving throws, like if we want to be thorough, the way I would play it, if I play Onyx without having been marinating in these good boys for a while, then if Onyx wanted to confirm that kill, so that'll give me something fun to do later on. I'm excited. I don't know, because people ask me about D&Me also of like, okay, so, you plan stuff. Like, if the dice dictate that one or any of the 3 of those baddies live, then I won't know. I don't know right now. So my characters don't know. Dramatic irony. I love it. It's great. Anyways, so now holding the 4 paintings from locations of D&D lore, they head back up the long, cold stretch, up multiple wards back to the Troll Skull Alley. So, back in their Troll Skull Manor. As they do, they're kind of tired, and it's not an awkward silence that it was heading down in the last episode, but there's still silence between Tipsy and Toot Toot. But it's also because they're tired and they got beaten up a little bit, both of them. And it's like when you're hanging out with someone and you don't need to fill the silence. That's happening right now. And every once in a while, like, they would make eye contact and exchange knowing glances, but there's a lot being said right now without any words being spoken. So they head up to Troll Skull Manor, and Tipsy opens the door for Toot Toot, and Toot Toot walks in and puts the puts the paintings down and unwraps the canvas cloth around it. I guess they have a canvas cloth now. I don't know. Future Victor, write that down. What are we going to do with the canvas cloth? I don't know. They have it, though. Add that to the Trollskull Manor inventory. So, as they come in, then it's dark outside. Like, it's evening. And Rock is nowhere to be seen, but Onyx you can see in the dust. Well, there's no dust anymore. Never mind, because Leaf this morning cleaned up everything. So you can see Onyx, though, pacing back and forth in the lobby of the Trollskull Manor, and then you can see him also. He's kind of fiddling with his beard and absent-mindedly touching the... You know when you wear a ring a lot and then you take it off and then there's that indent, but also like the discoloration because of the sun. So he's kind of fingering. He's kind of just running his fingers through his beard to the empty spaces where the vertebrae was, and he's preoccupied, like looking. And then the boys, the Tipsy and Tutu, the T's come in, and then Onyx. Oh, hey guys. And then he's still kind of, me as a bearded gentleman, I've been doing this for the past like 4 years or whatever. So, oh, hey guys, how was your day? And then Tipsy and Toot Toot at the end of the episode, like look at each other and go, oh boy, howdy. And then it freezes in the audience. The live audience laughs, and then the credits start rolling at that freeze frame. But Tipsy goes, it's been a day, man. We got paintings of Luskin and Bouldergate, and they have plaques here. Let me read them. So at the bottom of the paintings, Luskin, Bouldergate, Neverwinter, and Silvery Moon. That's cool. Yeah, we should figure out who gets these. Victor wants to do a little bit more D&D research after the fact on what those 4 cities are. I'm sure they're steeped in D&D lore. I think Baldur's Gate is kind of like a hell city, because Avernus Descent into something is one of the D&D books that I don't have yet. So for D in December, if you go over to my link tree, at the bottom is the Amazon wish list, and that is actually there. Ooh, let me see. This is nothing, but Amazon Avernus Descent into... Oh, okay. It's Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. There we go. I was dancing around it. So, but I think it's like a hell thing, like a hellish city. Anyways, they will divvy up those paintings later when I know a little bit more about it. That'll be episode 18's D&D Research After Fact. And then who gets which painting, because I like that. Anyways, then Rock comes down and goes, oh, hello, you are back? How's your day? And then Toot Toot and Tipsy look at each other again, and then Onyx joins in. Oh boy, is that how you... Yes, it was just a busy day, but we are both glad to be back. So, how was your days? And then Rock goes, I had a blast. And then Onyx, you had fun too. Yeah. Onyx says, combing his fingers through his beard some more. It's gonna be a long 2 days. Oh yes. Onyx gave up all of his bones. You did what now? To have them cleaned and to make cool stuff out of them. And then Onyx points over to Tipsy. All the hides you gave me, the wolf pelt and the silver dragon. And at that, Tipsy looks up at the words silver dragon. The hides you gave me, I'm also having those prepared and tanned and stuff. Those are some really cool guys. I think you both would like them. They're birds. They're birds? Yeah, they're birds. And then you hear coming down the stairs, Onyx going, "They are Aarakocra. They are bird folk. So technically, I guess they are birds, but more specifically, they're Aarakocra. So they are vultures. Vinny and Vicky, I believe their names. Yeah, them. They're really cool. I like them a lot. I'm a bone boy." And then Tipsy, snapping out of it, goes, "You're what now?" "Yeah, they call me a bone boy, so I'm a bone boy." Onyx, I don't think you can. Okay. Hey, we got paintings. We will divvy them out later. And then Tutu goes, "Actually, this is great that you are all here. I wanted to speak frankly to all of you, because we have not had a conversation I think is extremely important. Pull up a chair, because this is going to be a long one." And Tutu brings out like the two chairs that are not broken, and then during this next little segment, then he is mending other chairs, and he goes, "Usually I just fix doors and walls, so this is a nice change of pace." And so he puts his hand over like a leg, attaching it to the seat of a chair, and then you can see the golden glow of magic underneath. And then after a minute, then he releases, and that's the mending spell. So he's assembling chairs, and kind of he's assembling a chair and then giving it to like Rock, who Tipsy and Onyx took the first two. So then Toot, after like 5 minutes or so, gives over a chair that he was working on. But Toot, while kind of rummaging through the broken wood pile, goes, "Now, gentlemen, we are in Waterdeep. We came to Waterdeep without us knowing how or why. We all had lives beforehand. I want to gauge each of your opinions on whether we try and find a way back to our previous lives, or if we continue our adventures here. Because there's a lot of items in either column, so it would lessen my mental burden if I could hear your thoughts on the matter." And then Onyx pipes up with, I still have my bones and hides. I'm waiting for them. They said the birds said they'd be ready in like 2 days. In 2 days. Well, very well, yes. But I meant more long term. Do we spend the next 2 days, while waiting for your bones and hides and trophies, examining how to get back? Or is this considered a fresh start, a clean slate? Oh. And then Tipsy kind of looks. He's sitting, and as they're sitting, then Tipsy, the energy died down off of the fight and the looting. So Tipsy's energy is a bit low right now, and he's staring in his lap at Waddles, and he is petting Waddles. And to be honest, that's a big question, because my first adventuring family, we were in a sticky wicket at the end of our adventure, which felt like years ago now. But at one point, we were separated from our pets in this big mansion or something. He looks down at Waddles, and we didn't know where they were, and we left at this cliffhanger, like a dragon, a big white dragon bursted into the hallway, and there was a whole thing. We killed like a big bad woman, Celine Dion. We didn't kill Celine Dion, like that was the name. Celine Dion, if you're watching D&Me right now, thank you for your support and patronage. But we did not kill you. That was just the nickname. Please don't anyone send this to Celine Dion. But we were our first night here in Waterdeep, when we were summoned, I guess, it came as a relief to me, because I was what's the word I'm looking for? I found Waddles again. And where I was beforehand, I didn't think that was possible. Like, we were going to do it, but it felt really scary because we had no idea how to. So the fact that I have Waddles now, that means the most to me. And we had other pets, and we had other adventuring members, and I can only assume, I can hope that they maybe have bamfed away to other good places too with their pets. But to go back to the previous place, I might lose Waddles, and that is really, really hard for me. I was thinking about it the past couple of days too, but here I feel safe, and you guys are great. You guys are like awesome. But I personally, I have to believe that Svengar and Mariana are elsewhere. They got whisked away magically to somewhere great, and they're having adventures and meeting hopefully other good people too. So I believe that they're fine. I vote staying here, because I have some other stuff I want to do too, and we have a house. And then Toot Toot, who by this time assembled Rock's chair and gave Rock his chair. Yes, that was one of my points that I was going to bring up. Just in case, like, us having property would blindside or derail what we truly want. Like, I believe the past couple of days we've been on missions to take care of this place, or we were just branching away from the biggest question, the elephant in the room, I suppose. So I just want to thank you, Tipsy. That was vulnerable and honest, and I appreciate having you here, and I'm sure they are safe and well. Either of you. And then Rock, who is sitting, and he adjusts like his robes and sits cross, like one leg draped over the other, and he goes, I myself was fresh out of university, and then I went into the world of adventuring, and I met with a young lad who's brave and witty and clumsy and unfortunate at times, but he also experienced near death a couple times. I believe I mentioned that before. And me being away from him, he was my only friend outside of university, but our time together was very short. So along the same vein as Tipsy, I have to think that he is doing well as well without me. And really my whole mission upon leaving the university was to explore the greater world, and there's no greater world than being whisked away to a continent that I didn't know existed until early this morning. Well, I knew the... Oh no. Oh dear. Hey everybody. Hopefully I'm back on. Disconnected. Oh. Well, it's still recording on my end. Mwahaha. We'll see how... Hey. There we go. So, my internet went out. Haha. Interesting. So, chat, please tell me. Please let me know what the last thing y'all heard was. I should let my roommate know that the internet's out. But that I'm not going to fix it now because I have a personal hotspot on right now. Hold, please. Hey, so I am still going, but yeah, it just hiccuped. Boop. All right, great. So, Rock was leaving university. Oh, that great. Like, we didn't lose any time at all. Excellent. Whew. Hello, welcome back. For tomorrow's YouTube, then you'll be like, he was boring for the last 4 minutes of me going, huh? So, anyways, and cut for the podcast. So, Rock, I left university, and my purpose... I left university, and I was meant to explore the greater world. And I met with a young lad who was brave and interesting and unfortunate and clumsy at times, perhaps, but I think I mentioned this, but he faced death on a number of occasions. And afterwards, we reconciled, and he is fine, but along the same vein as Tipsy, I have to believe that he is fine as well, that he's off doing his own adventures. And my whole purpose for leaving the university was to explore the greater world and to have adventures and learn more and gather knowledge. And knowledge is the path to self-improvement is through knowledge, and the goal of a life is to study. The goal of a life of study is the betterment of oneself, and what better way to wind up in a continent I didn't know existed until a couple days ago, and to see literally maps and atlases of the wider world. So I as well would like to stay here. This is... I see a lot of opportunity and potential here. And being with you all, and then he looks over at Onyx, makes me stronger. And over at Tipsy, more clever. And then over at Toot Toot. And really, this is an excellent path of self-discovery. So I don't have a lot waiting for me outside of this little life that we are carving for ourselves right now, and stories that we are writing. Gestures over at Toot Toot again. So I would like to see how far this goes and to learn more. I've learned so much magic already, and after this conversation, I have a demonstration to show you. But yes, I would like to be here too. And then he kind of like does a nod, like a warm agreement over to Tipsy, and Tipsy looks up from giving scritches to Waddles and returns the warmth. And everyone kind of looks over at either Toot Toot or Onyx, and Toot Toot. Well, and then Onyx. I want to stay here. My life beforehand was I did some bad stuff, and I don't think I'm a bad person, but I did bad stuff, and the people that I was with beforehand, they weren't as good as you all, but, well, one of them was pretty good, but words are hard, but you are giving me a purpose, so I want to get my bones and hides. And then he kind of crosses his arms and like into them, and he kind of looks up and goes, I like doing stuff with y'all. Y'all are good. You treat me like a person instead of a sail sword. So, and then he looks up at Toot Toot. Like I like my room, so thank you. And he looks over at Tipsy, and you gave me a lot of hides. That was great. Thank you. I'm done. All right. And then he looks over at Rock. And I looked at those picture books. They were cool. They were neat. I like hides better, though. I just want to say that. Like, don't get me a picture book. Rock, don't get me a picture book. And then Rock, they laugh at that. And Onyx, also, hearing the other three laugh, he, like, his smile, his mouth kind of upturns, so, in a good way. And then Toot Toot. Well, that's all amazing. I thought this was going to be a longer conversation, honestly, and not in a bad way, but this is very comforting to hear. Thank you, gentlemen. I have found a kinship with you. There is something to be said of everyone you have met on your journey and them adding to the person that you are. And I have learned a great deal from, I gave us the group name of the Tinies and the Titans because some of us were very tall and some of us were very small. Not as small as you, though, Tipsy. But they taught me a lot. Well, this is fun, actually. Rock, there was, shoot, hold on. I'm gonna pull some old notes. So, if you'll excuse. You best believe I have Toot Toot's old notes. I have a whole folder that is white, so you cannot see it. Well, the green screen made it all bouncy. But, yeah, I keep all of his old notes. So, I keep everyone's old notes. This is how I've built D&Me and have such a solid background. Okay, so he looks over at Rock and goes, there was a half-elf gentleman, half-orc, half-elf, who was also very thoughtful. And he, a southern gentleman with a 10-gallon hat and a sidearm, but that 10-gallon hat was 10 gallons of heart. Unfortunately, his wife was sick, so I hope that she is fine as well. But I'm not a religious man. Yes, gods exist in this existence that we have, but my parents were gods-fearing, but I am not a religious man, but I have to put faith into stories turning out well. And if it seems like a bad ending, then there's just more story to be told until it does turn well. So, Hennessy was his name, and he was thoughtful and intellectual and a deep thinker and mindful like you, Rock. And we had a couple others, and there was a lizard folk, and a woman who was still managing her magic. But there was also, they were very chaotic. And then he looks over at Tipsy. Very stupidly chaotic. They broke down doors and walls. I am very glad you are very small, so that I could only repair chairs, perhaps. But there was an elf named Cupcake, who was a monk, and she would maybe egg on the Minotaur blood hunter named Silent Hoof, who would do most of the door destroying. But they were both... I'm glad I'm here now. But... yes, and then Onyx. Of the previous party that I was with, there were two individuals, one named Karamesh, who was a Goliath barbarian, and he drunk heavily, and that was one of his passions, his love. He would protect. And then the other one was Aramas, who was a fire genasi, who was also fiercely loyal, and she would protect Cupcake. And she was incredible. They were all incredible in their own bonkers way, but she was exceptional also. I don't think any of them really knew their potential, but she had a lot of potential as well. And none of you will ever meet them, but I had a little crush on Aramas. Don't. If you ever meet a fire genasi, do not tell them that. I will deny it. But we were good. Cupcake, Aramas, and Hennessy were... I mean, Hennessy was 6'1", so he wasn't that small. Others were smaller, but they were the tinies. And then me being, of course, 7'3", I was the tallest, so I was the most titanous. I was Titanic, but they were a good group, and I miss them, but I will honor the stories that we have woven together and everyone that we met, and it was 98% a great time. But I have to believe as well that they are all doing well. And I am glad to have met all of you. And at this point, then Toot Toot has finished assembling his chair, and he takes a seat in it, and he goes, I think some of you would like a group hug, but others, like looking pointedly at Onyx, you might not. So, and then Tipsy stands up, puts Waddles on his seat, and then heads over to Toot Toot, and then Toot Toot, and then Toot Toot stands up, and then Tipsy hugs his leg, and then elegantly Rock kind of unfurls his legs, and then with his robes drifting behind him, he comes in and gives a solid good hug, and then and then Onyx stands up, then trudges over, and then with a surprising wingspan, like hugs really hard the outside, bringing everyone like 3 inches closer into each other. Just okay. And then Onyx, who he gave someone else a very good hug. I think it was Tipsy. I think he almost like choked out Tipsy, but Onyx just on the outside is just squeezing. This is a very nice this is a very nice hug. Oh, that's a lot of love, Onyx. And then you can hear Rock is just, and then Tipsy's thank you guys. And then Onyx is squeezing so hard, and then like a weak arm comes out. Onyx, stop. Onyx, I appreciate this very much. However, I think most of us are passing out. And then Onyx releases all of them, and then they like kind of stumble backward. So we're staying, right? Yes, I believe we're staying. I mean, we just got paintings. It would be. Golly, you are strong. Yeah, it's kind of my thing. And so they have all agreed to stay, which was a little bit of a loose end in my head. I was like, okay, I brought them all together, but I want them to stay together for each other instead of me just, this is a game. So they're all staying together. Fun. Great. So, and then Rock goes, oh, I literally blacked out there. Now my eyes are doing the thing where it's doing, and then he uses prestidigitation to make like the air, like do the little fireworks, around him. Like it's literally doing that. And then he's also doing it because he's a very smart boy. He's making it, if you rub your eyes very hard and you see those fireworks, but then also for me, it's like this forced perspective, very much like the tank game, like the green wire armature tanks, and then you go around, but it's like this really weird forced perspective of all the diagonals, and it's like checkerboard, like just very sharp geometric patterns. Like that happens to me sometimes. So, and then Rock goes, anyway, it's passing. Good. Okay. Onyx, you are a very good hugger. And then Onyx goes, yeah, I know. So I have a magical demonstration to reinforce how everything is going to be fine. And then Onyx, Rock kind of just swirls his robes a little bit and straightens up, and then I learned that I just learned this. So let's see. Okay. So, Toot Toot, as the performer, if you could have a seat as an audience member, how the irony, oxymoronic, I don't know. You are the I was going to say wordsmith, but you are the weaver of tales. So if you sit down, and then Tipsy, you are pretty good at. I really want this to happen though. Excuse me. Onyx, please hit me out as hard as you can. And then Onyx perks up. Do I know? Yes. Please, because I want to prove my worth, my weight in salt here, my salary, because Sal actually comes from salt, because back into, do I know? Oh, okay. But I want to reassure all of you that I do belong here. Yes, please hit me as hard as you can. And then Onyx, all right. And then as Onyx unsheathes his ice anchor, which again drifts off with this white frost, then he goes, like now? And then Rock goes, hold on a second. And then a familiar purple energy bands, like kind of airplane pilot seatbelts that go across the chest a whole bunch of times, like these bands wrap around him. And then he goes, yes, right now as hard as you can, please, but no lethal damage. I do want to make sure that is explicitly clear. And then Onyx goes, too late. And then has one of the flukes just heading straight towards Rock. And then Rock goes, hopefully this works. And then like it's almost spectral pages, like a book. Yeah, I like that. So the fluke is coming, and then Onyx, then Rock like winces preemptively, and then right where Onyx hits, like 3 inches away from Rock, then like a ghostly book appears, and then the anchor digs into like the middle of the book where the spine is, and then these pages, these ghostly spectral pages, are flittering out. So that means Rock cast mage armor with the bands, which makes his armor class, which is 13 into 15, I believe. Let me check that real quick. Mage armor. Yep, turns into 15, and then he cast shield, which is the book, which is +5 to AC. So that is 20. So Rock from a 13 jumps up to a 20, and then Onyx will roll for his ice anchor, which a 7-point jump in armor class is awesome. However, Onyx is a very big, strong boy. So I'll use this die. Yay! A 2 plus a 6, though, with an 8. Then Rock. Onyx, with just his whole body, he twists into it. And then the spectral pages flutter out. And then Onyx himself is like pushed back 4 feet. And then, what? And then Rock goes, yes, you see, it is a combination of... And then Onyx goes in for another, oh no. And then, oh no. Whoops. So Onyx rolled a 17 plus 6. So that 23 now beats the new 20. So Onyx will now roll non-lethal damage because he was told to. Non-lethal damage in D&D, you can hit something very good, but you can also say that it's non-lethal damage in that, like, if you're trying to interrogate someone, it's like, well, I hit him with my sword, but you can deal out some of that damage as in, like, you hit him with the, like, side of the sword, but not, like, the edge. So, like, you don't kill someone unless it's very bad. So we'll see. So shoot. I don't know then. I don't know then if. Well, okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll see. So Ice Anchor plus 6 to hit, which did. So it's 2d6 plus 2 plus 1d4 plus 4. So hopefully this isn't... Okay, that's fine. So 2d6 bludgeoning damage for the ice anchor part. So that's 2d6, so that's 6, plus 2, so that's 8. 1d4 ice damage, so that's 2, and then plus 4, so that's... Ooh! Damn, that was really close. Onyx, don't kill the half-orc wizard. Half-orc wizard, don't buy him a picture book. Dwarf barbarian, don't kill the half-orc wizard. So, shoot, okay. Just to say this all again. 4 plus 2 for the 2d6, plus 2, so that's 8, plus 2, which is the ice damage, plus 4, so that's 14. Is that right? God damn it, sorry. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14, where 2 more damage would have killed Rock. But it's non-lethal damage, so I'm going to say that, like, Onyx was pulling back a little bit, but he did all that damage. I don't know if if non-lethal damage then cancels out at 8, or if it is the 14. Anyways, we were 2 away from Rock accidentally dying. Whoops. So then it was Rock going, yes, I used a combination of mage armor and then collapses, and then Toot Toot and Tipsy both spring up to their feet, and then Rock on the ground, splayed out, goes, and shield. Ow. Because then his relentless endurance kicked him from 0 hit points to 1 hit point. Oops. So then Rock goes, I think that was an excellent demonstration of odds of how mostly it can help. It definitely... Ow. And Onyx goes, he said as hard as I could. Yep, sit down, Onyx. I take it back. I want to go back to the other people because they weren't trying to kill each other. I didn't. He told me. Are you okay, Rock? Yeah, I'm fine. It's night now, so I can go to sleep. You take it easy. So, that's very funny. And then the last little bit, because it's 9:15 and I like to end at 9:30, then Tipsy goes, woof, that stinks. Hey, Rock, since you're here. Then he waddles up and goes, so I was checking my inventory and are you okay? And then Rock is just on the ground and he kind of positions himself where he's lying now on his back, just staring up. And he has his hands like fingers intertwined on his chest, staring up in an almost forced, like ease. Yo, what? So I was checking my inventory and then I found this. It's a book. I know you like books. Sorry. Can you tell me what it is? Because I have it and I don't really like you're a guy with the books. And then Rock is, yep, just give it here. And then one hand reaches up weakly and then grabs the book. And then he kind of just holds it to his chest. And he's still staring up at the ceiling, so he's not even looking at the book. And he has labored breathing. Are you going to look at it with your... Just give me 1 second. Okay. Like if you don't want to look at the book, you can just... No, I want to look at the book. I just had the wind knocked out of me. Okay. And then from his prone position, then Rock holds up the book above his head. And he's holding it very tightly to make sure that the book doesn't fall onto his head and then deal another point of damage. Because right now he has 1 point of damage. He has 1 health left, technically. God, Onyx almost killed him accidentally. What a great. Anyways, so then Rock is reading. But Rock is turning the book over, and it's like this thick book. With like hardcovers and on it, I think is I can look at the dang thing. As he's holding it, he goes, oh, that's interesting. And then he kind of like holds the bottom of it and he goes, it feels lighter than air. There's like no weight to it at all. Yeah, it's a pretty cool book. It's probably magic. So I just want you to look at it. No. And so he opens it up, and on it also is like this simple drawing of a swan on the cover. And then then Rock opens it up and leafs through some pages, and it's taking a while. And Tipsy's like, oh, you're using identify as a ritual spell instead of like, I mean, I think you have spell slots to spare. I am taking my time, Tipsy. I'm in a lot of pain. All right, just do you, I guess. So, I can mark off, let's see, I can mark off a mage armor, a shield. Both of those are level 1 spell slots, and I can mark off Rock's relentless endurance for the day. Once per long rest. I wouldn't have one of my characters kill another character. I wouldn't have one of my characters kill another one of my characters. Unless stuff happens. But no. So Rock casting Identify as a ritual, which, just to confirm what magic do, this magic is brought to you by, he can hold it and he learns the magical properties of said item. So he goes, wow. So from reading the inside cover, this is a manual of quickness of action. And then Tipsy goes, oh, right. I tried flipping through it and it was just really fucking boring, honestly. And I thought you'd like it because of books. Well, I would perhaps reconsider not reading it, because this book contains coordination and balance exercises, and its words are, in fact, charged with magic. Here's the thing, and then he kind of scoots his head a little bit to stare at Toot Toot and goes, "This will be fun to watch for the next week." And then Toot Toot looks up interestedly, and then Tipsy goes, "Wait, why?" "Well, if you spend 48 hours or over a period of 6 days or fewer studying the book's contents and practicing its guidelines, your dexterity score increases by 2, as so does your maximum for that score. And Tipsy, I imagine you're the most dexterous of all of us." And then Tipsy goes, yeah, I have a 16 dexterity and it's a +3 modifier. So if I read this for 48 hours over the next 6 days, then I can get a 18 dexterity and then a +4 modifier, and that changes my dexterity saving throws and acrobatics check and my sleight of hand, and my stealth goes up. What? Rock, tell me more. Well, you have to focus and read this 48 hours over 6 days, which I don't think you've read anything 48 hours worth over 6 days. No, that sounds super boring, except for all the quickness stuff. Yes, so you have to do that, and then the manual then loses its magic but regains it in a century. So if you do finish reading it, then give it to me, because I love books and I'll wait a century to read it. And then Tipsy goes, "That's amazing. I'm going to start tomorrow." "Well, I might start tonight." "Well, do I have to do it consecutive, like concurrent? What's the word? You mean all in a row?" "Yeah. Do I have to do it all in a row?" "You don't have to read for 48 hours straight. No, you can break it up." "Excellent. I will be doing that." "Oh, God, that's a lot of reading, huh?" "Yes, that sounds like perfect for me, but I think you would benefit from it the most." "Yeah, I really want to do it." "Well, then do it, but where'd he go?" And then you hear tap, 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 up the stairs. And then Toot Toot kind of walks over to Onyx and goes, "Are you all right, buddy?" "Yes, I'm fine. I just need to lay on this ground for a long time." "Well then, very well." And then Toot Toot bends down and like pats Rock's chest. "Good job. That's great. I am worried about you less now." And then Rock gives a weak thumbs up. And then Onyx kind of goes over and then, "Sorry, I almost kind of killed you." "Don't worry about it. I literally did ask for it, so that one's on me." "Yeah. All right, good night." And then Onyx goes upstairs too, leaving Rock face up in the lobby of the Troll Skull Manor, rethinking his decisions. So that's where we're going to end tonight. Thank you so much for joining. A great episode. This was so much fun. Episode 17, Elephant in the Room. I'm going to call it now. No, I had something earlier, which is Commit to the Bit. Well, no, Elephant in the Room is applicable, because the elephant's in it. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm Victor Rivera. And scroll nonchalantly to my outro section. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Victor Rivera, and this was D&Me, a one-man show where I play D&D by myself. I stream on Wednesday nights on Twitch at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I pop the video the following morning, Thursday, on my YouTube page. So today's episode will be up Thursday, December 2nd, and next week's episode will be live Wednesday, December 8th, and at that point, I will sing the first 8 days of... Oh, that's another D&D research to figure out what the actual timing of 12 Days of Christmas is. So I will sing 8 through 1 days of December or DM December, and then on D&Medias will be up to 8 advent calendar little D&D thingies. So Thank you so much. You can find me on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, in podcast form on Anchor.fm, podcast episodes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and others, and a bunch of other stuff. Where can you find all that? On my link tree, linktr.ee/DnMeAdventures, and like gnome. And I roll to see which of my characters gives tonight's outro. So, Tipsy is 1, Onyx is 2, Toot Toot is 3, Tipsy is 4, Onyx is 5, Toot Toot is 6. 2, Onyx.
Did you guys see where I almost killed Rock? Oh, that was pretty good. All right, good night.